Hey, Real Nerds. There's many ways to enjoy the Real Nerds podcast. You can listen to us on Stitcher, iTunes, and now Spotify and iHeartRadio. You can see what we're up to around town by following us at Real Nerds on Instagram. And if you want to send us your thoughts, you can email us at realnerds@gmail.com or call us at 720-6nerds5. Like us on Facebook at Real Nerds Podcast or tweet us at Real Nerds. And now on with the show.
Roll camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
Doesn't talk through film. I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Fan Expo 2022. I am Ryan, and joined only this week by Brad.
What's up?
We're the OGs, though, so it's okay. It's really the people that our listeners want to hear. They don't give a crap about Corinne or Zach. It's really us.
That's hardcore.
I mean, I read our fan mail all the time, and they say, man, when can we get rid of those two? Well, good news, everybody. Good news. It's just Brad and I this week.
Damn, laying down fire on our co-host today. You all right?
That's what they get for not showing up.
Yeah, I didn't expect Corinne to, because I think half these movies she's not going to see, at least.
Yeah, and she has a real 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
Not like our goofy-ass schedules.
Although your schedule's all changed up, so...
I know, it keeps on changing. It sucks. Hopefully I don't have to work any more overnights. We're training people right now, so that hopefully that will alleviate my overnights for the time being. But you never know, because, you know, one of our people got COVID, and you can't control that, so I had to cover that shift. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah.
Well, as long as you're freed up for the weekend of July 1st, that's all that matters.
Oh, yeah, I already requested that off, so. And that schedule is already up, and it is blocked out.
With your nights flipping around, is Weird Al freed up for you now?
I don't know.
Still training.
I'm training, but I got to kind of maneuver some stuff. And I just got to, because the shows don't start till 7:30, right?
I think the opening act, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I can still do it. I just got to, it's a pain in the ass, but I'm going to try.
You know, just plant some evidence somewhere and, you know, get out early.
Dude, I didn't even think about it that way. Just arrest people and be like, you guys are just going there. You stay in here for the next 4 or 5 hours and think about what you did. I think that's how it works.
And you sit in this jail cell for the next 4 hours. Don't you do anything.
Yeah, keep your hands to yourself.
I'm going to go in this other room and just get some coffee going. I'll be back in 4 hours.
Nothing bad would ever happen.
Yeah. The town you work in, nothing happens in 4-hour intervals, right?
No, nothing, dude. So every week on Real Nerds, we see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week, I'm changing it up, Brad. I'm doing something that we talked about when we reformatted the show. And
oh, really?
Yeah, this week it's going to come to fruition. And that is, a long time ago, movies used to be double billed. And one of the reasons they did that was because during the Depression, they wanted people to get more bang for their dollar. So they would have double features. And the B movie, that term came from that. Not necessarily meaning a lower quality of film. It was just the second film on the double bill. Sometimes it would not be, the budget wouldn't be as high, but it wouldn't necessarily mean it was a bad picture. It was just, you know, it could be some Clark Gable movie was the main attraction. And then below it could be the Three Stooges or something like that, you know?
It's a B movie for bonus movie.
Exactly. So that's how it started, and now the B movie has morphed into this lower budget kind of silly movie. I'd put something like Psycho Goreman in that kind of realm, you know.
How dare you?
Where it's not as prestigious as, I don't know, something like Schindler's List, but not meaning it's a bad film. But so this week we're debuting the B movie, and we have 2 films this week.
Ooh,
we saw
Men,
be? And so Men is our main feature, and our B movie is Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. Brad, do you recommend Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers?
Yeah, I think it's fun. It's one of the most meta movies I've ever seen. You know, it goes well beyond just being meta about the Chip 'n Dale's cartoon show. Like, it's almost, people weren't kidding when, you know, we were describing it as Roger Rabbit 2, and it could very well have been Roger Rabbit 2. It's so, like, it pulls in not just Disney anime characters, but anime characters across, like, I don't even know how the contracts worked out, because it's like there's stuff from Paramount and Universal in here too. So yeah, it's crazy. But it's fun. It's a little, you know, I don't think it's gonna, you know, like a theatrical run probably wasn't necessary for this. So it's good that it's on streaming, but it's still fun.
Yeah, I think it's way better than I thought it was going to be. It's really silly, and just like Roger Rabbit, I'll piggyback off you. Yeah, I don't know how they worked out the licensing stuff with this. One of the cameos in it, and I mean, ended up being an extended one. I cannot believe that Paramount signed off on it. And yeah, it's really funny, and they deal with things that are kind of silly. And yeah, I don't know really how to describe it, except it's like Roger Rabbit, where it even deals with a mystery, you know?
And actually, once we get into spoiler territory, I'll have more to comment on that, because the plot directly is quite similar.
Yes. Here is the trailer for Chip 'n Dale's Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers.
Real Hollywood story. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, the show that defined a generation and turned 2 unknown chipmunks into international superstars. But as success took Chip 'n Dale to new heights,
to many more seasons of the Rescue Rangers,
we were living the dream, dancing the Roger Rabbit with Roger Rabbit.
no one ever imagined it could all come crashing down. Torn by vanity.
You look different.
Hey, it's no secret I had the CGI surgery done.
Consumed by temptation.
My love of cheese got the best of me. I just love it so much.
More, please. More, please.
Is it possible that 2 living legends are destined to reunite?
I'm thinking reboot.
Nobody wants a reboot.
It's the Rescue Rangers!
You need a disguise or something. Grab the first thing you can. What? Rescue Rangers 2.0.
This place looks weird.
Remember that animation style where everything looked real, but nothing looked right?
Who are you?
Are you talking to us?
Obviously.
But it looks like you're talking to that window.
It actually looks like I'm looking right at you.
Okay.
Look at my eyes, looking right at your eyes.
Yeah.
So Chip 'n Dale have separated, and they're pulled back in when good old Monterey Jack needs help, and he ends up getting kidnapped by I can't remember the name of the people, but it ends up being basically they're drug dealers because Monterey Jack has the trouble of eating too much cheese, and he's trying to quit cheese. It's parallels.
It's
drug use.
Bootleggers acting like drug dealers, I guess.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to say it, because it's really funny, because we've even commented before when, you know, Aladdin would come out, they would have the knockoff version where it'd be Genie and Aladdin and Agrabah or something like that.
Yeah, I had that Aladdin VHS. Yeah, it came out at the same time.
Really?
Well, yeah, my parents got confused and just, it's the Disney one.
and that made me laugh because I remember those clear as day.
Yeah.
And that where it's more of an older person joke, because, you know, someone like my kid, he's not going to get the reference to those VHSs that came out. Do they even still make those like Blu-rays or DVDs? I don't see them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're probably just on streaming.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I mean, the horror version of that is the Asylum. They used to put out, if it was Resident Evil, it'd be Resident House Evil or something like that.
Or if it's like Independence Day, it's like Alien Invasion.
Yeah, exactly. And it'd have the White House on the front being blown up like in Independence Day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's similar to Roger Rabbit, where one of our listeners / friends, Nate, sent us a question about what it was going to be like. And here, just like in Roger Rabbit, it's accepted that the Toons are part of the world, and they just inhabit the world that everybody else lives in. So you can see, at the beginning, there's so many little cartoons in the background, characters. Anyways, Chip and Dale go to elementary school together, and they become friends, and they star in the hit show Rescue Rangers. And after the 3rd season, Dale decides he wants to branch out and become 00 Dale and become a James Bond style show, which leads to the fracture and the breakup of the Rescue Rangers. And we fast forward to a few years later, and Dell has gotten the 3D computer animated upgrade, which I think is really funny. Chip hasn't. And that's where we meet the first really funny and on the nose cameo, which I don't know how many people are going to get, but it's Ugly Sonic from the very first Sonic posters and trailer.
I think that's all I've been hearing about. Like, I think people got it because that's a lot of what I've been seeing, like, reported about the movie is references to Ugly Sonic. Yeah. But I didn't think he was going to be in as much as he was.
I know, because, you think it'd just be that one instance at like the Cartoon Con or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And nope, he actually makes several appearances and helps him out at the end of the movie.
The other ones that blew my mind were the cats from 2019's Cats. They're like fighting in the street, and then Randy Marsh from South Park is in the sauna.
Yep. It's just, it's
like Disney let South Park be in their movie. Okay.
And that's what it's, it's really kind of, and you're right, it's really meta. Because even in the opening, when Dale's introducing everything, he says, "You probably know this the most," and it's the Chip and Dale dancers. Just little things like that. And, it has, so Andy Samberg and
Speaking of which, I just remember this, given Andy Samberg is an SNL alumni, he really missed an opportunity to put the Farley Chip and Dale's clip in that section.
He did. Yeah.
So anyway, go on.
Oh yeah, I was going to say that the Lonely Island, their director was also there, so it kind of has the Lonely Island feel to it, where it's really silly. And the part where Ugly Sonic's talking, and then it zooms in on his teeth.
Yeah. Every time one of them's like listening to him talk, they just zoom into his like slow moving weird teeth.
It's funny. I love that Zipper is voiced by President James Palmer from 24.
Oh yeah.
To give him a voice, and he married Gidget. I mean, there's Gadget. There's lots of little fun things in it.
But yeah, the overall plot is, afterwards I was thinking it's very much just Roger Rabbit, except instead of killing the Toons, they're just being mutilated.
Yeah, to appear in these knockoffs.
Yeah, and resold for parts. Yeah. So, even when adult Peter Pan unravels like his torture kit, like it has a little bottle of dip in it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a nice little shout out.
Yeah.
And it is interesting too, that Disney would allow them to take a beloved character like Peter Pan and make him the villain and age him and make him kind of a despicable character.
Probably because it's their character, like visually, but like story wise, like still belongs to J.M. Barrie. So I guess
that's true too. Yeah.
But I guess you could do that with Snow White and everybody. So Cinderella.
But I mean, even his arc is interesting because he talks about, in the movie, he doesn't grow up, but he ages as time goes by. And what's he left with? And putting in like the Winnie the Pooh knockoff. And I can't remember some of the titles, but they're pretty funny.
Oh yeah, what was it, like Honey Bear or something?
Yeah, it's like Pooey or Doughy. I can't remember.
Honey Bear or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what was Monterey Jack in? Because he got turned into Dumbo.
Yeah, Dumbo. It was like, it's Stupido, the flying elephant.
Stupido the flying. Yeah. Shoot, what else was there?
Yeah, it's just a really silly movie. And you're right. Usually I'm not an advocate of streaming. I'd rather see things go to theater. But this kind of seems like a good movie to be on streaming, where it feels like a Disney Channel film, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like it doesn't feel like it's substantial enough. Like we've seen the, two best friends grow apart and then reconnect movie before.
Mm-hmm.
So it really comes down to like, I think what makes it is all the references and inside jokes that they have in the movie.
Yeah.
So I don't need 80-foot screen for that necessarily.
True. I mean, if it came out on the big screen, I'd probably see it anyways, but
yeah, if it had come out. Yeah.
But yeah, there's no, man, look at this, spectacle and of all the heroes returning in portals. It doesn't have any of that.
Yeah.
It's a really small film in that regard as far as scope.
And the animation's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It was interesting that the actual 2D versions of the characters were still kind of like a cel shaded 3D.
Yeah.
Because I expected it to be completely like traditional. Like they only really go to full traditional when they're doing like the body scans on the machine that transforms them. And that was fun. Like there's all these references to like different art drawing incarnations, and then there was that great reference to like when to get Dale back into his, or Chip back into his costume, like they run through the Indiana Jones exhibit.
Yeah.
Because it's their costumes are just Magnum PI and Indiana Jones, which are both Indiana Jones connected.
That is correct. Movie fun fact: Tom Selleck was originally cast as Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But why couldn't he do it, Brad?
Because he had to do his schedule for Magnum PI.
Yep, exactly. So that's how they're always intertwined, and Chip and Dale just brought it all the way back.
Yep.
So yeah, good stuff. I mean, I think you should stream it. I think it's totally worth a stream.
Oh yeah, the Uncanny Valley, like referencing the valley in California is like, the visual disgustingness of poor CGI. So yeah, that whole bit with him and I don't know, the Warcraft character, whoever Seth Rogen's playing, and they can't meet their eye levels.
Oh yeah, it was. I call those the Polar Express eyes.
Yeah. What are you doing? I'm looking right at you. Hold on, let me stand on you.
It's so funny because it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great joke. And they even had Seth Rogen laugh. He's like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, just calling it
weird.
Like there's the Valley in California, and they also like call it the Uncanny Valley. That's great.
It's good stuff. Yeah, I had a fun with that movie. Good job, guys. Way to pull something that I didn't expect to be fun and make it fun. Now, on the total inverse of that, we also saw as our big movie of the week, Men. Brad, did you recommend Men?
This is a little tougher because it is not the movie I expected. And it's interesting, but it's also pretty weird. Not for me so much, but I just imagine other people watching it. It goes to some bizarre places and it takes a while to do it. So, if you're into the artsy A24 stuff, I think it'll be another feather in your cap. But if you're a casual person, I think you'll just be sitting going, what, the whole time? So, yeah.
I agree with you on this one too. I mean, I liked it, but I don't know if I can recommend a film like this. One, because it goes so far off the deep end towards the end that it's a tough sell. And I mean, there was people in my screening of it who literally said, "What the fuck?" And yeah.
Like the whole time it sat there feeling like it was trying to say something important, but I just couldn't pin down what specifically it was. So like as a general sense, I knew what it was talking about, but when it goes off the rails, I'm just like, what does this have to do with anything? Like I can't figure it out. So I feel like the movie's smarter than me.
I don't know if it's that. Here's a trailer for Men.
Hello.
Hi.
Mrs. Marlowe, yes?
Harper, yes.
Do, come in.
The words I have to say.
It's a beautiful house.
But
Would it just be you staying, or
Excuse me?
Mrs. Marlowe?
No.
until you give your love, there's nothing more that we can do.
Apple from the garden?
Yeah, it was delicious.
No. Mustn't do that. Forbidden fruit.
Oh, God, sorry,
I'm joking.
Oh.
You're tormented.
It feels more like...
Haunted.
Yeah. Something happened. My husband went upstairs to our balcony and let himself go.
You must wonder why you drove him to it.
I didn't drive him to it.
I thought it'd be true. But if you had given him the chance to apologize, he'd still be alive.
What? A man followed me out of the woods. He was stalking me.
What makes you say that?
I saw him twice.
Twice. I don't know if he saw you once.
Want to play a game? You hide, I'll see.
You must feel an awful sense of guilt.
Stay away from me.
What are you doing now?
What are you?
Story of Men is this woman named, it escapes me. Gosh, I'm the worst.
I think it's Hannah. I don't. I'll look it up. Harper.
Her name's Harper, and she goes to the country after her husband commits suicide in front of her. And
maybe.
Yeah,
she's not sure.
Yeah,
if she was intentional or not.
Yeah, as the film progresses, you learn more and more about this trauma that she's endured. So she escapes to the country and meets the caretaker. I guess it's like an Airbnb kind of style thing. And, you know, he introduces her to the house, and he's a little weird, but he just seems like a weird English, you know, country guy. Nothing that bizarre. And as the film progresses, she meets other characters who all happen to be men who seem to dislike women. And the story just goes way more crazy after that. Right away, Jessie Buckley, I think is her name, who plays Harper. I think she's great. She's really good in the film. And as you start learning more about the day that her husband, quote unquote, committed suicide, it reveals more about them. And I mean, you don't know how they got to this point where they're having this argument, where he tells her that if you divorce me, I'm going to kill myself, which is a really horrible thing to say to somebody. And then it just keeps on escalating from there, where he ends up punching her, and he tries to apologize, and he kicks her out. She kicks him out of the house, and then he goes up, and she says to the vicar that he pushed his way through their house, and then
through a neighbor's apartment.
Yeah.
And then tried to climb down through their balcony onto his balcony, but maybe slipped or just jumped on his own.
Yeah, it's an interesting play on that. And I mean, I guess the point of the film is how toxic men are, and they're all the same. I don't know. Because, you know, the build up, I think it's really well done, the build up to it.
I forgot to say in my intro that as a home invasion movie, this is probably one of the scariest ones I've ever seen. Like, I really felt tension as all these men were, I guess, trying to invade the house.
Yeah, it goes certain ways where, you know, the last quarter of it, where you think that, like, the one dude who's running after her and she runs into the house and shuts, I mean, that's pretty scary. And then Jeffrey shows up, the guy who owns the house, and he's saying, "Oh yeah, you know, I'm not worried." And there's little clues throughout the movie that something isn't right. The vicar says, you know, if you wish you could apologize for driving him to commit suicide. And she's, you know, saying that she didn't. And there's a really great tense scene with them. I wouldn't say arguing, but talking to one another about that moment. And, you know, she tells him to fuck off. And then before that, she meets the completely nude homeless guy who chases her through the forest. And
it's even great when he's, you know, she's on the phone with her, sister or best friend, and he's just occasionally popping up in the windows in the background. Like, ugh.
Yeah, like really well shot and really well done.
Even in broad daylight, it's terrifying.
Oh yeah, I think that's what adds a layer to the being scary. Is he's just out there completely nude, you know, hanging about, and
it's not her house, so you don't know like what the entrances are
exactly.
like, you know, except for the main one.
And you can tell she doesn't know. I mean, there's that moment too where she's trying to get back to the house and she doesn't know where to go, and so you feel vulnerable like she does. I think is handled really well in the movie. But then it kind of goes a little strange where all these men that are attacking her or stalking her are all the same person, spoilers, and it's Jeffrey who births new men constantly. See, this is where I kind of lost it. I didn't understand this part.
Yeah, and for most of the movie, I'm thinking that the representation of all these men having the same face-ish, even that like little boy.
Yeah.
Was like a surreal take of what she's seeing. Like she's not literally seeing people with the same face over and over again.
Yeah, I thought so too.
It's for the
audience.
audience.
I thought it was like a way of like toxic masculinity is all in the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's for the audience, not the character.
Exactly.
But then once, at night when they start, once Jeffrey comes over and like I started to think like, is the house haunted or is this just like a single demon that's like terrorizing her? Like, what is this?
And you mean we never really get an answer?
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously some sort of supernatural being. Because the part where she jams the knife through its arm and then
in the mail slot. Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty gruesome and awesome.
And then like stays that way through everything else, like wraps around her neck and stuff.
Yeah. So it's really bizarre. And then them birthing other men out of like his butthole or something.
Yeah. Like every orifice.
Yeah. I didn't get it. And that's when my audience was like, some dudes said, what the fuck?
And then eventually it just ends up being her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, cause she's haunted by it. I have no idea. I mean, maybe someone who's smarter than us can write in. But I think I read an interview with Alex Garland, the writer and director, and he said he purposely left it ambiguous, the ending. So maybe he doesn't know either.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I don't know. Growing up, I was taught that that's not like a meaningful thing to do. Just lazy. Like,
I agree.
Leave it open to audience interpretation. Okay.
And that's my biggest problem with the A24 studio is they always make, every once in a while they make movies that I really, really enjoy, but then they make stuff like this. And this is a perfect example of me using quote unquote independent, where there's really no overall ending and satisfying ending to this film. It's, well, you make up what you think this is about.
Yeah.
And
it feels like you're like, oh, I've got this idea for a thing, but I don't know where it's going to go. So we'll just make the movie and see where it goes. And it is what it is.
Yeah, because he even did, when she was on FaceTime with her friend's sister, never really explained who she is. They kept on fritzing and you'd see some monster in it. And so I thought maybe that monster would show up at the end as all the men, like he was using the men as like skin or something, but that wasn't right either.
Yeah. Like I said, the easiest explanation I can think of is like, there's something about the house or there's just a demon there when she's there and it's terrorizing her. But
that makes sense.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. Like I actually didn't mind the film. I kind of enjoyed it and it's beautifully shot and it's wonderfully acted. I don't know. I wanted a more satisfying conclusion,
Yeah.
That's also maybe the gore hound in me. I wanted her to take that axe, what they set up really obviously.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's another thing too, is like, I expect this level of ignorance in most slasher movies, but in an art house one, I'm like, I feel like the characters should be a little smarter. And there's just so many times where I'm just like, really going to drop the knife here? You foreshadow the axe. When's the axe going to come into play? Like,
I mean, I wanted to see her hack up that demon, but what do I know?
Well, even after, before a lot of this crazy stuff happens, she comes back from the bar and she starts talking to her friend, sister, whatever. And how is it like the first thing you do, not just jump in the car and leave? Like, there's no reason for you to stay there.
I know.
Anymore. Like it's probably been prepaid, so you can just take off and be like,
yeah,
I'll lose the money on this.
Yeah, just be out the $250. Be like, you know what? It's not worth it.
Yeah, nothing good has happened to me yet, so I should just leave.
When does that happen?
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't recommend the film, but I think people should check it out. Just to see. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like, it's definitely nothing I've seen before. Oh,
I know. at the end, because I really wanted to see this movie, and I was, man, I wish it was just a little more. I just wanted a little more violence, I think, and a little more clear understanding of what was going on.
Yeah, because I went in thinking like, well, it seems like this movie about how toxic men are, and then I left being like, oh, that's it. Yeah. Is there something else I'm missing? Because I went in getting the same thing I thought I was getting when I thought there would be something else, you know?
Yeah, and that's okay to do in films too. I mean, I'm not knocking it for that, but it just felt unfulfilled, everything in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, you know. Cool. So that was our first double feature / B movie review.
It's real news.
Slow week in Hollywood, Brad, but we did get the first trailer for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, which we're going to play for you right now.
Your days of fighting for the so-called greater good are over. This is our chance to control the truth, the concepts of right and wrong for everyone for centuries to come. You're fighting to save an ideal that doesn't exist. Never did. You need to pick a side.
Looks cool. I mean, there's definitely a lot going on in the trailer that they showed.
I know it's part 1 of 2, but this trailer feels like the entire both movies in one trailer.
I know
it looks massive.
It does, and it seems like a lot of stuff because it's cut so quickly. I'm trying to pinpoint stuff. I'm pretty sure I saw Rebecca Ferguson with an eye patch.
Yeah,
and but I mean, obviously the big sell is the intrigue and bringing the mystery back from the first one, and Tom Cruise's stunts, which I see that highlighted the motorcycle free fall jump.
Yeah, it seems like, are they going to leave any stunts that we haven't seen in the movie, like as a surprise when we actually watch it, or are they all in the trailer? Holy crap.
Yeah. I know, and it trips me out. I texted you earlier because, I mean, the movie, I'm pretty sure, was been being made over 2 years. And, I mean, remember 2 years ago when we were talking about him yelling at people about breaking COVID protocols?
Yeah.
And here we are. And it was still another year before the movie comes out.
I think even back then it was supposed to be just the one movie, and then somewhere between then they've broken it into 2, right?
Yeah. I read an article, I want to say it's a Hollywood Reporter, where when they did that, the reason this movie's taking longer to finish is because Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie wanted the script almost done for the second part. So they would make part 7 satisfying and then would have an awesome lead up to part 8. So he didn't want to not have an idea of what the story was going to be, which is, I mean, it's a good thing that he was planning that far ahead and wanted to make both films really spectacular. And for him to commit to doing back-to-back films, I guess, is also a thing, because, I mean, he is the biggest movie star in the world, probably. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, and then they brought back that one dude from Mission Impossible 1.
Yep.
The Kittredge guy. So
yep.
That's interesting. I don't remember if he died.
I don't think he did.
Or did he get, like...
because
arrested and like hauled off somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe, man. I'll have to watch the first one again. You think I would remember? Yeah. But at the end, the last thing they did was the train at the end, right, with the helicopter.
Yeah, which they kind of homage in this.
Yeah,
because there's them sliding under a tunnel again on a train.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, man, that first one came out in 97.
95.
And the last one will be. Is it 95?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So the last one's 2024. So 30 years of Tom Cruise in the same, franchise. It has to be a record for length of time playing a character. I mean, 30 years seems like some sort of record.
Yeah. But also there's a lot of gaps in time between the movies. So especially those first 3. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, was the second 2000?
Yeah.
And then the third was 2003, I think, or 5.
6.
Whoa.
Yeah, then, 6 years, yeah.
And then it's after Brad Bird did his, where they kind of picked up them again, because that one was awesome.
Yeah, 2011. So that's another 5 years.
But yeah, so from 2011 to 2024, so 13 years, they're going to have 4 of them. So one every 3 years after that. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, I'm on board for sure. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're obviously not going to give you very much of a plot in the first trailer. They're kind of just going to show you, hey, this is some cool stuff that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, the less the better. I want to go into movies and be surprised, not just fill in gaps.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
so
yeah, I guess 96.
96. Okay, well, still 95, 96. I mean, fuck.
Split the difference.
That was the first movie I ever saw at, it's a Harkins now in Arvada. I forget what it was called when it opened, but their opening night there, they had Mission Impossible and like 3 other movies you could go to for $1. So I remember that's where I saw Mission Impossible, was at the Arvada Harkins, which I don't know what it used to, I can't remember what it used to be. Do you remember off the top of your head?
It was Old Town before that. It was
a
Landmark Theater.
Landmark, but there's one more before that. I can't remember.
I think it's just
was it just Old Town?
Or I think it was Regal.
Was it It might have been. I don't remember.
Or AMC. Maybe it was just AMC.
Yeah. But it's a really nice theater now. Man.
Oh yeah.
That one has like the nicest seats. So yeah, if you're in that area, definitely check it out. And if you go early enough, their matinees are $5.75. And they usually show one at 10 in the morning. That's where I saw the new Resident Evil all by myself. It was like 9:30 in the morning. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a sign that we're old, and when we're like, can I see movies earlier in the day rather than late at night?
Yeah, I mean, I would still see them late at night, but it's also nice when my kid's in school that I can run down and watch a movie,
Yeah. Speaking of late movies, the late night, midnight movies are $11 now. It's like,
are they really? Holy
whoa.
Shit.
I mean, I guess that makes sense because like a normal primetime ticket's like 15 now probably. So,
damn. Well, I saw the Elvis in Arvada reopened.
Yeah, I haven't been able to make it out there yet, but yeah.
I drove by there getting my comics on Free Comic Book Day, and I saw they said playing tonight, Morbius. I go, oh, guess no one's going.
Big goof on that one. Definitely need to reprogram that. But yeah, I drive by the South, Littleton one, and that's still, I don't know what's going on there. And then I drove by the Tiffany, and that's like coming soon, Elvis Cinemas. So hopefully that can
maybe
come back.
They have to slowly roll those ones out, maybe.
Yeah. Or when there's a better lineup going on, because
I mean,
I feel like we're in a space where even though it's summer, we're still getting like one big release every 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm guessing maybe they'll open mid-June, towards the end of June, because by then you'll probably have Doctor Strange and Top Gun, and that's not a bad, 2 to have.
Yeah.
Cool. And the last thing we're going to touch on is Hollywood's big comeback. Checking the box office numbers this week, it's Doctor Strange for the third week in a row, $31 million.
Not bad.
Yeah, which it's kind of trailing off because it's so front loaded.
Yeah, I liked it, but like I've seen it twice, and I don't have a huge inclination to see it any more times, like I would say an Endgame or No Way Home.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a fun movie, but
yeah, the more I think about it, like I'm a little disappointed that, a movie called The Multiverse of Madness, they only really went to like 3 places settings wise, maybe 4. And they only had that like one set of cameos,
Yeah, which obviously the shocking part is how many of them all of them died.
Yeah. But like, I was thinking like, a movie called Multiverse of Madness, me as the audience, I should feel like I'm losing my mind watching that movie. And I don't even come close to that. And also a lot of people are talking about like, oh, who's really going to play Reed Richards? And I'm like, it's still John Krasinski, right? Because even though, people like Captain Carter and Captain Marvel, like they're different people, their faces haven't changed. They have different mantles.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. I think people are asking because Feige said he's no longer doing multi-picture deals because he wants people to want to be in the movies. So I don't know. But it's weird too, because before Multiverse of Madness came out, Benedict Cumberbatch said he didn't know if he's going to do any more. And then the end of the movie, it says Doctor Strange will return. So I'm guessing he's going to come back.
Yeah. He already expect he's interested in playing the character as long as it does something new and different each time. But yeah, just overall, like, I don't know why people are questioning that it wouldn't be John Krasinski, because, the faces don't change. It's just the costume they're wearing. That makes sense. Like Haley Atwell, no one else is playing Captain Carter except Haley Atwell.
Yeah, exactly.
But different people are playing Captain America. So
true.
Even in the multiverse, like there wasn't someone else playing Doctor Strange in the multiverse. It was always Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
So I don't know why someone else would be playing Reed Richards. Like that seems like that guy is the MCU Reed Richards.
Yeah. Even, Mordo, he was still fucking Ejiofor. So
yeah, I rewatched the first one recently again for the first time in a long time, and his post-credit scene where he like declares war on magicians.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're just not going to do anything with that.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, still a cool movie. You should go check it out. Downton Abbey 2 made $16 million, which isn't bad, I guess. I don't know. Seems like a lot to me for a PBS show. But what do I know?
Yeah, I got advertised pretty heavily for it. I'm trying to look up a comparison to see how it did compare to the original.
I think the original did like 30 million. But yeah. Yeah. Did you get your Batman Steelbook already, or am I like lucky?
No, I got it on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, sweet.
I know, that was a nice surprise when I came home.
And it wasn't dented, which is also great.
Dude, mine either. They put it in like a huge box with like bubble wrap.
Yeah, bubble wrap, and even like the tape was really hard. Like,
yeah, I couldn't believe it.
So good on them for protecting it. But the funny thing is on bestbuy.com, you can still get a link to purchase it on Tuesday from the store, unlike some steelbooks that we just recently dealt with.
Yeah, bullshit.
So
it's fucking bullshit.
I'm still refreshing on that link to see if we can get some better ones. But like I said, Justice League, which I thought was done, recently came back in stock for like a couple days. So 7 months later, maybe we'll get another shipment of No Way Home steelbooks.
Maybe.
Yeah, the original Downton Abbey made $96 million.
Wow.
Here.
That's a pretty good. Fuck.
And where's the opening? Oh, 31 million. So about the same. Oh, 16 million. So about half.
But I mean, I guess it's not bad because isn't it all new actors? I have no idea. I've never seen the show. I've never seen the movies, so I don't have an answer.
It's the same actress, but they're in France now.
Oh man, sweet. So instead of tea and crumpets, it's tea and baguettes.
Fromage.
Song.
Yeah, I enjoyed that show for a little bit, and then just like I don't know, I just stopped watching it and didn't feel the need to go back to it after like 2 seasons.
Always a good sign.
Yeah. But I'm sure Corinne watched it, so we'll get a catch in the classics.
Yeah, go ahead and say that in
Showtime.
Sounds good.
Hey nerds, Corinne here for another installment of Showtime, where I tell you all about something cool I've been watching lately. This week I'm going to do a little bit of a twofer. I'm going to talk about both the United States and the United Kingdom versions of Ghosts. So this is a comedy, and it was initially on the BBC, I believe, in the UK. And the premise is the same for both versions. It's that this couple moves into this old house out in the country and has many generations of ghosts haunting it. And because of an accident, the woman in the couple is now able to see the ghosts. And so for the first time ever, the ghosts are able to interact with a living person. And it's, and then of course, hijinks happen from there. So it's really good. I watched the US version first when I was home visiting my family. I was watching it with my parents and I was like, God, this is such a really good show. And I think I had heard of it at that point, and I was like, I know there's a British version of this as well. And when I initially started watching the British version, it was just so, like, weirdly the same, but still somehow very different. Like, the premise and a lot of the beats in the pilot episode are the same that they are in the United States one. But there are some characters that they carry over from the British version to the American version almost exactly. And then there are some characters that don't have, like a corollary in the other show, or an equivalent in the other show. So, and then just the British one, I felt like the vibe, like, I wouldn't say the tone, but the vibe of it was a little different. Like, the ghosts they're a little bit meaner, a little bit more mean-spirited. They're definitely more, quote, disobedient than the American ghosts. Because very early on, the couple tries to set boundaries with the ghosts of like, you can't come into our bedroom. And in the American version, the ghosts pretty much respect that. And then in the British version, the ghosts don't give a shit. And they do what they want. But oh my gosh, so many funny jokes in both versions. And by the time I got to season 3 of the British version, it's, I think I was a little bit more on board with it. Just because I had spent more time with the characters, and maybe I just, like, kind of fell into, like, okay, this is just, you know, a little bit more mean-spirited and the ghosts are a little bit more selfish, which kind of makes sense why they're still around and they can't move on, as opposed to the American ghosts, which I'm like, you guys are like way too nice. Why are you still here? So yeah, I like both versions, like them for very different, not different reasons, but they're again, very similar. Like some of the jokes and some of the dialogue and the beats are the exact same between the two shows. But, again, the vibe between them is very different. So the American one, there's only one season out right now that I'm aware of. It's on Paramount Plus. So if you have Paramount Plus, you should be able to watch it. It might be somewhere else, but that's the only place I've seen it. And then the British version is on HBO Max, and both are just called Ghosts. So I would recommend you watch either or both versions, because they're both great. So anyway, I will talk to you guys next time with a Catching the Classics of Ryan's favorite movie of all time, Army of Darkness. Yeah, he lent it to me. So next time, I'll be talking about that. Bye!
Next week, we're going to the Danger Zone. Top Gun Maverick will be our film of the week.
Nice.
And until then, I'll see you at the movies. Bye.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. A real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram, @Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it!